pup. Did you just come over here to say hi? There's my girls. Yeah. We're hanging out inside today because it's cold and windy. Maisie has a rawhide chew. Pearlie wants a cuddle. Right? So anyway, good morning. This is how my morning is. It's Monday. November 16th. And I'm Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. It is a bright sunny day, but it's very breezy, so we would be both chilly and noisy. So we decided to stay in the house today. We had a lovely dinner and visit with Aura and Vicky. Kim didn't come. We created Maisie for the first few minutes, and that settled her down, and that worked pretty well. They eventually even left Aura alone. My hair. Get my hair done tomorrow. I'm gonna cut again. So it was a lovely dinner. Dennis, they love his crab cakes, and he made lots of them, and we sent the leftovers home with Aura. So she'll have lots of crab cake dinners in her future. And just sat around and talked, and it was nice. We had a fire. Dennis made a fire. Oh, they loved that. We were supposed to have a fire when they came earlier in the week, but it was like 70 degrees, so we didn't. But we did last night, and it was really nice. Really nice. And then I had my crafting with Christy night, my craft meeting with my daughter Christy, and that was fun. And so I had a fire and conversation with my daughter and got some work done on her boxy. So that's good. And I spent the day straightening and walking the dogs and going grocery shopping. I picked them up at 3 o'clock, so they stayed a while and we had a good time. So that's all good. Today we probably won't go anywhere. We do need to go to Costco and get dog food. But I have a feeling we're not doing it today because I see Dennis is thawing some pork belly to start the process of making bacon, because I found some bacon of his, then I cooked it up. It was his first batch, which was too salty, which he put in the cauliflower casserole last night, which was also delicious. And so he's gonna make more bacon. We need more bacon made. Follow up on a few things. Dennis made the bread and butter pickles on Friday, and we ate them last night for dinner, and they're delicious. They're absolutely scrumptious, so that's very exciting. And it wasn't apparently that big of a deal to make them. So, and some people's recipe calls for red pepper flakes or a chopped up jalapeno to make fiery bread and butter pickles. So we might do that in one of our jars just to see what we think. And so that's fun. But the other follow-up, cast your mind back 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago tomorrow was the election. And I told you the story of what Aura and how much trouble she had voting, because she decided she wanted to vote in person, and they had to close one of the voting places because it was at a nursing home. So there was only one voting place in her precinct, and the cars were lined up, and it was like a terrible traffic jam. And so she just parked the car and got her walker out of the trunk and walked, and people were cheering her on from their cars. She came and went, but she said she thought it was a mile. She was gonna clock it. 0.9 miles. She walked 1.8 miles to get from her car to vote and get back to her car. which told us, including her, that she could walk further than she's been walking. And so she's going to start walking to the mailbox. She lives in a mobile home park. And so they have a centralized mailbox, which is, you know, probably a quarter mile away from her house. And so her plan is to take, on days she can, take her walker to the mailbox. 1.8 miles so that she could vote. She's decided she'll do it by mail next time. But she was not far off, so that was fun to find out how far she walked. So anyway, the other thing is her balance is not good. When I went to pick her up and she got out of her chair, she was very wobbly. And she said, I've been sitting too long, and da-da-da-da. So, and she was wobbly here. And of course, we have all kinds of, you know, things in the way. Rugs and dogs and toys and, you know. So I made a deal with her. She has had exercises for her balance that she was supposed to be doing for a long time, and she doesn't do them. So I made a pact with her that I would do my exercises that I'm supposed to be doing that I haven't been doing for my knee if she'll do her balance exercises. And we have decided we're going to do our exercise on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I will be doing my exercises today. Like they're right here. Still folded up from when I put them in my purse. And I got a special band to do one of my exercises. This is the one where you gotta stand, you gotta hook it and then... Anyway, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exercises I'm supposed to be doing. So I will do that because I need to do it. My knee was clicking on Saturday. I was really worried about what was going to be like yesterday, but it didn't hurt me. But it reminded me that I needed to do my exercises. And her balance is so bad. So we're in it together, she and I. And I put my leggings on today just to remind myself I'm supposed to be doing my exercises. I have to change my shirt though. I'm wearing my Granito by Locatelli. Oh, and I have tiny little delicate, you can hardly see them, delicate silver earrings in. I had trouble getting it in this ear. It was very annoying. It took a long time. They are handmade. And I bought them from the jeweler at the Arts Festival. Last time I went to the Arts Festival. Because I bought this necklace from that young woman, and it's a lasso style a little bit, so you can change the height and so you can make it super long if you wanted, or you know. So let me show you a little bit, but that's what it looks like on. I'm going to take it off because it's super delicate. And I have dogs. But I thought I would wear the whole ensemble. So I bought the necklace and I thought, oh, let me get some little earrings that'll go with it. That kind of match. So those are those. Those were hard to get on. And I was trying to figure out how I'm going to hang them. You know, because they're so rounded, which is why it was hard to get in, that I can't put them in my post hole holder. So I did put one row of ribbon on my earring holder that was a little lacy, and I think these earrings are going to go in the lace. I think that will work. So that's my plan. I'll let you know if it doesn't, or I'll forget to, and I won't bother. And you won't remember either, and you won't even care. Thank you, Verena. It was Verena who gave me those wonderful progress keepers that I'm going to dig around in my findings and see if I can easily turn those into earrings. My little yarn skeins, tiny little yarn skeins, some Christmassy ones and some New Year's Eve ones, some celebratory ones celebrating 2021 coming in, thank goodness. Coming in soon, I hope. So I will see what I can do about that. So I may have new skein earrings on, even though you already saw them. Doesn't count. They weren't earrings when you saw them. They were progress keepers. Thank you so much, Verena. It was such a sweet thing to do. Verena's taken part in our craft from your stash make-along, which I hardly ever talk about, but you should all be crafting from your stash if you have one. It's very enjoyable to shop in your stash. Although, well, the yarn I'm making Christie's boxy is definitely stash, although I only recently dyed it, but I've had that yarn for a very long time, so that counts. And I have lots of yarn. I have many, many years of crafting from my stash in my future. Although I am buying yarn. In fact, Verena said that she had gotten one of those progress keepers in her knit crate, which is what made her think about it and why she ordered them and how she found that Etsy shop. And I've been thinking about knit crate. You know, just to have sort of a monthly Advent thing going on for 2021. And I did enjoy my yarn box. I had it for years. I had signed up for KnitVent back in the day, and it was a previous owner of KnitVent, but I got mad at him and I stopped. I got mad at him right away. In fact, I was mad at him before I even started, so I shouldn't have signed up. But under the previous owner, if you wanted to join KnitVent, you had to pay a $5 fee for them to like enter your information into their system. Who does that? So I started off annoyed by that, very annoyed by that. And then my first knit crate was a skein, I think only one skein, maybe two, one of Skeino yarn, which was very nice yarn, but it was, I think it was one skein because it was a kit. And it was a scarf kit, and so you were supposed to knit this long, thin scarf out of the Skeino with holes in it, and then they gave you a silk scarf that went with it that you were supposed to weave into those holes, and it was supposed to be a scarf. Well, this is a style of scarf I will never in my life wear. I had no interest in it, and I had just paid $5 to have my name put in. So I canceled. You know, right away. I was like annoyed, and then I didn't like what I got, so I'm like, forget it. So I canceled it, but by the time you get your box and can cancel, you've already paid for the next box. You know, because their cycle was such that you kind of pay almost a whole month ahead. So I canceled it, but I got a second box, and I liked my second box, and I'm like, oh, maybe whatever. But I was still getting yarn box. I was just like getting greedy and wanting all the, subscription boxes and all the goodies and all the surprises coming. So I had canceled it, and and I was never really sorry. Although now, like the Crafty Toads have a knit crate that they get every month and then they use it for a giveaway. And I've liked that yarn, and it's, from places that I'm not that familiar with. So anyway, I'm thinking about knit crate, but I don't know how much it costs these days, and so anyway. I would like your opinion on knit crate if you have it, if you get it, just as something, some little coronavirus treat for myself from my allowance. I mean, we all know I don't need the yarn, but, it's not all about what you need. And, and it's filling a need that maybe isn't the stash need, but rather the, joy need. Anyway, I would be very happy to hear what you think about yarn box. Knit Crate Yarn Box is out of business. And Knit Crate is owned by someone else, and one of the first things they did was get rid of that $5 sign-up fee. You just don't want your people to, start out annoyed. Yeah. And if they thought that was going to stop me from canceling, they were mistaken. So, anyway, my table is all cleaned off. Dennis vacuumed. The house looks nice, so that's fine. Excuse me, my coffee went down the wrong throat. So I think I'm going to mess up my table today and make some more tiny hats because I have table space. I can sit here at the table and the sun's shining. My dogs are playing. And make tiny hats. Because I'm going to want a garland. And I think I'm just going to use those 3 skeins of yarn that I have. I had gotten those 3 skeins together. And I don't remember what I was making. Oh, I think I was making elves. The idea was to have some Christmassy colored elves, which I have, because I found corks in that bag. So those for elves. But the elves are also great for minis. And so I think I'm just going to use every combination of those 3 colors for my garland and pom-poms. I need to go find my pom-pom maker. Maybe I'll take my necklace back upstairs and look for my pom-pom maker. So that's what I'm planning to do today. We have to go to Costco one of these days, but I don't think we're going today. Not planning on going over to see Aura and Vicky. We said our goodbyes to Vicky last night. She and Kim are planning to stay up because they would have to get up at 4 o'clock, go to the airport at 4 o'clock anyway, so they're just going to stay up all night. And then Vicky will be on her way home. We were so glad to have her. So, tomorrow will be Aura's first day with an empty house. She's kind of looking forward to it. Not that she doesn't love having company, she does, but this is her big change day. I'm sure she'll be fine. And she can eat crab cakes. Because she has lots. Okay, so all is well here. We had a lovely time. Aura's doing great. I'm doing great. We're all doing great. Pearl's very limpy, but other than that, we're doing great. And I have to do my exercises today, and I will. So I will talk to you tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you're feeling calm and happy and healthy. And stay safe.